guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video we're going to talk about the new reveals, because today was London Toy Fair and I totally forgot about it. So tomorrow I won't be I won't be able to upload tomorrow because I got a lot of things going on tomorrow. So we're just going to get into it today. You might hear things in the background because people are home, but let's just talk about the reveals. And there was so much reveals today. There might be more reveals tomorrow, so if there is, I'm gonna have to upload that tomorrow night. But as of right now, with the Funko started off with Toy Fair, with soccer. So it was just a whole bunch of soccers, mostly people I don't even know who they are because I don't watch soccer. So I just put up like pictures of showing off the players and who they are. So that's them. It's not much I can say about that. Um, Another reveal that they did was Cyberpunk. So it was the male and female versions of them, and I thought that was crazy because normally Funko does like main characters. They don't stick to they don't do like a creative player. So and one of the main characters on there is a glow in the dark, which I thought is amazing that they did that. They showed off two Johnny Silverhands, so that's Keanu Reeves. He's playing the character Johnny Silverhand. They had one with him just bending down, and then him when doing like the classic pose that he was doing. Uh, which I can't wait for those. You guys know that I'm highly um, anticipated for that game, and I cannot wait for that game. So, and I'm telling you, man, Funko might be watching my videos back, and there was a couple reveals in here. Nah, but I'm just joking, man. Yeah, but anyways, X-Men. So they showed off two classic X-Men characters, and probably two of my favorite X-Men. So, um, one of them was Gambit. Both Gambits look pretty cool. There's this original Gambit, and then there's the Entertainment Earth Gambit, which he is a glow in the dark, and both of them looks amazing. Two rogues. So there's a regular rogue, and then a Hot Topic exclusive rogue, which is kind of like levitated. So I thought that was pretty cool too. And X-Men's my favorite thing. I might be trying to pick up more X-Men figures. I know X-Men's like a really deep hole I would definitely get into because um, there's just so much X-Men figures that I would love. And growing up as a kid, X-Men, I loved X-Men more than I did DC growing up as a kid. So that was definitely a deep dark hole I don't want to get down. But anyways, they follow off with Harry, and this is not a particular order. This is just the order I put it in. So Harry Potter. They had a regular Harry. They had Ron Weasley with lugs. I mean slugs. So there's like a iconic scene with him with the slugs or whatever. I don't remember the scene. Dumbledore with baby Harry. At first, I didn't know what he was holding because I didn't zoom in on the picture until when I went to my Funko app, and then I zoomed in on the picture. It was him holding baby Harry. I thought that was pretty cool. There's also a 10-inch with him with Fox. Uh, there's a 10-inch my favorite out of that whole line was probably that 10-inch Voldemort. Just the color of it looks pretty sick. Him with Nagini, I think it's called Nagini, the snake. Nagini going down his chest or whatever. I thought that was amazing. Just the color of it looks pretty sick. Then there's another one which Funko didn't reveal, but a couple companies revealed it. Is I think Funko did reveal it was Harry versus Voldemort. Both of them, blasting each other. I thought that was pretty amazing too. Then Harry with with the invisible cloak. Then Neville with the monster book. Uh, Malfoy with spider on his face. I thought that was a pretty cool one also. And Hermione with feather. And that was it for the Harry Potter line. So, and Funko's sticking with Harry Potter. I think Harry Potter sells a lot, so Funko's sticking with that. Another one of my favorite lines they showed off was pretty generic. You probably knew this was gonna happen, but it was Black Widow line. They had Natasha Romanoff. Uh, Taskmaster. Uh, I can't even read my own handwriting. That's how bad I wrote it. But Yelena, and then Red. I forgot his name, but I put Red. I can't even read that. But I can't believe I'm forgetting his name, anyways. But yeah, I'm just gonna put the picture up horribly. But they also showed off the new Star Wars, which I thought Star Wars was a pretty cool line that they showed off. They had Princess Leia, um, a Carbon Knight, Han Solo, Luke and Yoda, Darth Vader in the meditation chamber, which I thought was probably the best Funko Pop out of all of them. That looks pretty sick. Luke with Tauntaun, I believe that's how you say it. I'm not familiar with Star Wars like that. You guys know. And then Solo and Leia and Tupac, which I think that might be a popular one. People love Princess Leia. My favorite whole line out of that whole thing, and this is what I mean. Funko's listen to me because in my top 10 video, you guys know I wanted. I believe I said Cyberpunk. I said Witcher, but they didn't put no Witcher. Show more love to DC. So Funko finally been showing love to DC. So they put, I think some of the best DC iconic characters, like Jack Nicholson Joker, and then him with the Joker chase with his face paint being almost ripped off, because in the original Joker movie, with Jack Nicholson, he got his face beat in or whatever. So then they had the Batman Forever Tupac with Two Face and Riddler. They also had Poison Ivy, which to me, that Batman and Robin movie is the worst Batman and Robin movie. We finally got uh Jesus. I'm telling you, I don't know what I was doing, because I was in a hurry when I was writing this down, so I can't even read my own handwriting. But Mr. Freeze, so that Mr. Freeze was cool too, because even though like I said, don't like the movie, the first time, I think they do have a Mr. Freeze puppet. But I believe it was like in one of those boxes, those subscription boxes that they gave out. So I never had a chance to get a Mr. Freeze, but just the fact that we got a Mr. Freeze was pretty cool too. And then his iconic costume, the original 10-inch Heath Ledger, which I thought was pretty cool. His Joker. I thought that was cool because they didn't really like make a new Joker, which I thought was pretty interesting that they did. And they I believe they still haven't had the license to make the Joaquin Phoenix, so that was pretty interesting that they used the original 10-inch. And then there's another one where I'll get on to later when I get to it, which was original one that they used also. But pretty interesting that Funko did that. Another one was running Deathstroke, which to me is my favorite. You guys know how much I love Deathstroke. I even bought the hot toy of him. And then a Hot Topic Harley Quinn, which was pretty interesting because I don't remember that Harley Quinn. But that was it for the DC line. The probably the most underrated pops out of the whole reveals is the killer clowns, the three killer clowns from the movie. I know that one kind of like stole the show. I believe it was New York Comic Con. People was talking about how much that was an unrated pop, which is true. It probably was an unrated pop, but uh, that was pretty cool. Then they showed off American Psycho. A lot of these reveals, I wasn't too familiar with the TV shows or the movies, so you have to bear with me on that one. American Psycho, I never seen it, but the pops look pretty interesting. I seen a few people complaining about the bloody chase because they said it was pretty generic, and then Funko pulled a oopsie, and one of them is the one where he's in a blue suit is as a Hot Topic version. So, and then the other one's just a regular, common. A movie called The Craft. I never heard of that movie also, but it was four characters in there. Uh, they showed off SpongeBob, which they had Patrick, they had Squidward, and just SpongeBob. I do like the unfortunately I didn't collect the SpongeBob line when it came out. but I wasn't a huge SpongeBob fan like that, so I probably wouldn't collect it. But I thought like it's okay. It looks pretty cool if you ask me. Hobbs and Shaw. Unfortunately, I never watched the movie, so I don't know most of the characters besides The Rock and uh, Jason Tatum's character. But everybody else I really don't know. So they showed off Hobbs and Shaw, which was pretty cool. Also, a Disney a movie called Onward. The pops look pretty cool. I never seen it. Also, the Great Mouse. I thought that was real interesting. I love that one. The gummy bears, that whole line, it was just concept art. So it's gonna be interesting how they look in pop form, but they look pretty cool also. Um, my favorite line out of that whole reveal today was the He-Man line. They finally brought back He-Man, and they had the regular He-Man, which I was talking about a little bit earlier. Did they use the regular He-Man? So I don't know if that's like, I don't know what's different from the original and this one, but I thought that was pretty cool. Most Quizador, which looked pretty sick. I mean, all of them look sick, but then they had the one I was talking about earlier with the 10 inches. They used the original 10-inch Skeletor, and that looked pretty sick too, man. I would definitely get my hands on it. I really don't have the space, but man, that's pretty sick. So, and Web Store, Prince Adam, Sorceress, uh, He Man on Battle Cat was probably my favorite one out of all of them because that looks so sick, and I'm definitely trying to track down the action figure of that. So that looks pretty amazing. Get my hand on that. Tongue Slasher and Cyclone, Cy Cyclone. So that looks pretty cool too, man. So I love that whole line. That whole line was definitely my favorite, and probably the most underrated line in this whole thing was probably the Legends of Korra. I never heard of it, but it has some pretty cool pops in it. The regular one and the chase looks pretty cool. I believe the character is Korra. And apparently, and I was reading the comments. Apparently, they didn't put the main character, one of the main characters, in the line, which I was kind of confused about that. Like I said, I'm not familiar with the TV show, the anime, or whatever it is. So I don't know who this character is, but that's weird. But anyways, Wallace and Gromit, I thought that was pretty interesting. Um, Another line called The Dinosaurs. I never heard of this movie either. I really haven't. It's probably for kids, anyways. Star Trek. I do like the two Star Trek pop. They got Michael Burnham and then Suru, I believe. I'm sorry, guys. I butcher a lot of names. I know that. I really do try, but I butcher a lot of names all the time. Um, Creep Show was pretty cool too. I did love the pops for it. They had Scarecrow, Genie, and the Creep. Oh my god, those pops look pretty sick. Probably old movie called Fantasy Island. I'm not sure. I never heard of that, and it does sound familiar. And just it doesn't like stick to my head. So, and then Funko went for like not an hour straight, but they went like, Brian Marinati tweeted like, "Hey, we're gonna for the rest of the hour, we're just gonna go announcing Pop Rocks Legends." And with Pop Rocks, when Pop Rocks they put rap in with the rocks, which is more interesting that they do that. But when hip hop legends retire, they get put into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, even though they're not rock. And I explain to people why they do that because of the instruments. So, like in hip hop, they use the bass instrument. So a lot of people don't get that. They just think like, oh, they hate rap, so why put them in the hip rock and roll Hall of Fame? And I try to explain to them like, listen, that's why they do. They use kind of the same instruments, even though it don't sound the same. They still use the same instruments. So one of them was James Brown, which is pretty sick. Everybody knows James Brown. Before they even did the Pop Rocks, they announced 3 new Funko Versus games, which I still have yet to try. I haven't even seen one. But they announced Aerosmith, Steven Tyler, and Joe. Um, I don't know. I really don't know Aerosmith like that. I know Steven Tyler, but I don't know Joe. Remy or Pammy. I bet you that you're Aerosmith fans. I'm so sorry. Weezer, Rivers Cuomo. My favorite, which I thought was the interesting pop rock one, because how they look, was Salt and Peppa. They were real interesting. Lil Weezy. I love Lil Weezy. I know a lot of people hate him, but I loved him. I grew up on Lil Wayne. Willie Nelson, I also love too. I did love the pop form of him. My favorite was Motorhead, Lemmy, and Warpig. That was sick. I mean, we seen concept art of them before, but they officially announced it, so I thought that was pretty cool. And I love Motorhead because of what he did in WWE with some Triple H's songs, I believe. He did a couple songs for a couple WWE events, so that was pretty sick. A band I am familiar with is Slayer, so they had Jeff Carey and Tom Araya, so I thought that was pretty cool. Um, ZZ Top, I never heard of this band. Shayna Twain, never heard of her either. Slipknot, which the Slipknot line was sick. Like, you guys are gonna see the concept art. Oh my god! Like, I'm not a huge Slipknot fan. I do know of them. I know a couple songs from them, but man, I thought that was the best pops out of this whole reveal. It's just the concept art of them, how they look. I hope the pop form, when they put it in pop form, I hope it looks like exactly how the concept art looked for it. It was amazing. I do love that. And last but not least, my favorite, one of my favorite rappers, not my favorite rappers of all time, was the real mother G, Easy E. You know, can't forget about Easy, the neighborhood sniper. So, but that was about it. That's all they had for today. That was with all the reveals. So it's gonna get real good. I don't know if they're revealing more tomorrow, but if they do, like I said, I'm gonna cover it. And by the time you guys see this video, it probably would be tomorrow if you guys stay up. But excuse me, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoy this. I'm just gonna get right into editing this and then see you guys later.